Hi, everyone. It's Wednesday Words with Cindy Curtis again. I hope you're having a good week. I've been thinking a lot about cycles and seeds, and my pastor even did a sermon yesterday on seeds that sort of confirmed what I would talk about this week. But I think about how cyclic our lives are, how everything patterns just change, and we come into a cycle wherever we are and we try to fit in that form of a cycle until it's time for us to move on to something else. And sometimes we get to see what happened before we entered the cycle. Sometimes we get to see what happens after we leave the cycle, but sometimes we don't. And that I think is the amazing thing about growing older is that we begin to realize that we are going to have an end to our cycle. And the people that we leave are going to keep going. And they're going to adjust to a time where we are not in their cycle anymore, just like we are adjusting to people who have passed that are not in our cycle anymore. And it's a time to feel really gentle and calm about that and not let that be something that is frightening and upsetting to us, but more a time of acceptance where we look at the perspective of life is that we come in when we come in and we do the best we can. And if we have a bad day, if we make a mistake, if we just don't feel like doing anything for that day, that's okay. We just have a fresh start every morning. I am actually recording this on a Monday morning, and it always gives me such a feeling of hope on a Monday morning, probably because I'm retired now, but it's like a fresh start to a new week where we have a reset, where we have a chance to bring a new cycle into life. Maybe it's something that we want to start. I'm still working on this closet and I'm in the space where it's all around me today. So as I'm glancing over to my left and right, I can see my piles that I've made that I'm not finished with yet. So I'm in mid cycle. I'm really excited this morning to be able to have time to write because I got a break from writing a little bit last week, and that gave my mind a chance to refresh and to reset. And now I have pathway that I want to go on. So as I finish recording this, I'm going to be working on revision. That's probably the most intense scene in my second book that I'm working on, and I want to get it right. But I also feel a little bit relieved that I changed my perspective about it. Instead of dreading it, now I'm really looking forward to it. I think that is the case that we need to take home this week is how can I look forward to something instead of dread it? What can I do to change that mindset for myself? There are so many things that we can dread, and then I think we waste energy before the event dreading it. During the event, we may have the change of perspective like, oh, this wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then the relief in the after. What can we do to start out with? Maybe this won't be as bad as I think. Maybe I'll go and I'll have a good time. What can I do to change my mindset is often what does change the perspective, even for other people. And I know that we are all wired differently. There are those of us who, see things from the bright side, and those of us who are the naysayers that, like, come on, Cindy, get a reality check. And I do say, I definitely need those people in my life. But I also say, when you stop a minute and you lighten up, and when you look at this as a cycle I'm going to go through it. I don't have to stay there forever, and then I'm going to come back out of it. I think sometimes that can give us just that little push that we need. I'd like to offer for you too. My pastor has started a podcast now of our sermons every Sunday. So I'm going to give you just a little link to that if you need a lift. He is a teacher and a preacher, and I think that you would really enjoy hearing what he has to say. So, again, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.